remaining faithful in the midst of adversity, remaining faithful in the midst of trouble, remaining faithful in the midst of a storm, in the midst of your lowest point, in the midst of your struggles. We're going to talk about this because it's just very important, guys. It's very important that we stay committed, especially in these last days. In these last days, guys, there's not too many people you can trust. There's not too many things you can put your trust into, right? And there's going to be lots of challenges, especially for us children of the last days. Us children of the last days, me personally, I think we just have it the hardest. I think we have it the hardest out of all the people in the Bible because everything is Satan's. Everything Satan has tainted. Everything. Satan has tainted everything. Like, guys, we don't have churches that are safe because they're infiltrated by Satan. We don't have outside being safe because it's infiltrated by Satan. A lot of times, even the Bible is used by Satan. And it's all in God's plan, guys. It's all in God's plans to filter and weed out those who aren't serious about staying committed to Him. But the purpose behind this topic is that if we're thinking back on the story of Job, Satan was released onto Job because Job was one of God's faithful servants. And God was proud of Job. And you got to look at yourself the same way. Look at yourself, man of God, woman of God, as one of God's children that He's proud of. Because God is proud of you when you're not falling into sin. God is proud of you when you're not committing willful sin. God is proud of you when you're remaining faithful, when you're doing His works, when you're out here doing what you do, ministering, giving back to people, serving people in your community, serving your family, bringing your family out of pits, delivering people, healing people, all these things, whatever your gift may be. God is proud of you. I want you to know that God is proud of you. God is proud of you. He's up there in heaven with a big smile on His face, and He's looking at you, and He's proud of you. And you have to remember that because God is proud of you, Satan is going to get jealous. Because see, Satan, he's an envious son of a, he's an envious mother F, right? Satan is envious, he's hateful, he's jealous. Satan wants everything that God has. Satan wants all of His children. Satan wants all of God's glory. Satan wants His knowledge. Satan wants His good works, His fruits, all of these things. And that's the thing about Satan. When we are walking this path, guys, Satan is going to be released onto us. And it's going to be in some form. And it's just going to be a test. It's just going to be a test. And it's going to be God's way of testing you. It's going to be God's way of testing you to see, are you going to remain faithful? Are you going to still pursue Him with all of your heart when Satan is released onto you? That's what He's going to say. So that's what we have to consider is when we're on this path, is this a test from Satan? Is God testing me right now? And when we realize it's a test, then we have to pass that test, guys. Just like we did our best to go to school. And if you were in high school or you went to college or whatever, you study, right? You studied for your exams, you studied for your tests because you knew that there was a lot counting on those tests. So the same thing applies to God. There's a lot counting on you passing your test. There's a lot counting on you passing your test, guys. There's a lot. There's a lot that counts on you passing these tests because when you fail the test, right, you're going to have to try again. You're going to have to try again. And yeah, it's unfortunate that we fail. It's unfortunate that we stumble. It's unfortunate that we fall on our face, that we let Satan get the upper hand on us. But at times like that, we just have to get back up. And that's another thing. When you fail the test in school, right? When you fail the test or you got an F or you didn't get the passing grade, what did you do? You went and retook that test. You didn't just give up, right? You didn't just drop out of school in that moment. You didn't just drop out of university and lose your degree, right? It's the same thing with the Lord. You need to keep going until you pass these tests so that you can make it to heaven. because you're not just going to give up. You're going to say, oh, well, God, I let Satan get the best of me. I let Satan get the best of me. I'm just going to drop everything and go to hell. No, we're not doing that here on earth. So when God takes something away from you, when God takes something away from you that you really wanted, it can be anything. It can be anything. Something that you really wanted. When God takes it away from you, and you know it's God because it's something that you really wanted, something that you really put your all into, whether it's a job, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whether it's something material-wise that you were trying to get, and God takes it away from you, or God doesn't give it to you, you have to think that that's a test. You have to understand that that's a test. That is God testing you. That is God testing you to see that if you put in your all into something, you show God how faithful you are. You show God how bad you want something. You show God how willing you are to work for something, and he doesn't give it to you. And then you just give up, and you just give up on God. You say, oh God, well, God, you didn't answer my prayers. Well, God, you didn't answer my prayers. I'm done being a Christian. God, you didn't answer my prayers. I'm giving up. I'm giving up on you, God. I'm done. I'm done with this, God. I don't want to follow you anymore, God. My prayers aren't getting answered. And a lot of us are like that. A lot of us are like that, where God doesn't answer our prayers. God doesn't give us what we want. So now we think it's okay to give up. Now we think it's okay to give up. Now we think God doesn't exist. Now we think God isn't real because God didn't answer our prayers. He didn't give us what we wanted. But you got to remember that God knows what's best for you. And I'll put the verses up. I'll put the verses up for all these things I'm talking about, just so you guys know I'm not talking nonsense. I'll put the verses up. But you have to know that God knows what's best for you. God knows what's best for you. So when you don't get something, when God doesn't give you something, or when he takes something away, that could just be Satan letting loose on your life. That could just be Satan letting loose onto you. And that could be just like in the story of Job, when Satan went up to God, Satan went up to heaven. He said, God, this what happened. God said, what do you think about my faithful servant Job? Man, God was flexing on Satan. God was flexing on Satan. He said, yo, what do you think about Job? He faithful, ain't he? Look, he said, my boy's a faithful servant. He's not down there sinning. He's not falling. He's not over here falling for your tricks. And Satan said, this is what Satan said. This is how devious Satan is. Because this is what will happen even in your life. Satan said, really, God? Is he really faithful? Or is he just faithful because you give him everything that he wants? Or is he just faithful because you're protecting him all the time? Or is he just faithful because you're always answering his prayers? So God is like, okay, Satan. God said, okay, Satan, you want to see? You want to see if my servant is faithful? Okay. So God took away his protection, and Satan went and did all types of wicked stuff to Job. Satan went and he killed Job's children. He infested his skin with boils and diseases. He had Job going through it. And even Job's wife was telling him, like, Job, just curse God so it can be over. Just curse God so he can kill you already. Just curse God so it can be over. And Job said, no. Job said, depart from me. And this is exactly why, as men, we have to be leaders, guys, because the test is not only for us. The test is for everyone who's behind us as well. Because see, Job's family is getting affected. So Job's wife is falling to the deceit of Satan, and Job's wife is also falling into those snares and traps. But see, Job said no. I'm not doing that. Job said, no, I'm not doing that. And Job had to go out there by himself, and he had to go through his little depression phase. He had to go through his depression phase, and he had to be sad and be in turmoil. He had to feel the anguish, because that's a part of life as well. Being a Christian is not just about being happy and celebrating and dancing and being joyful. Yeah, we're gonna flex on Satan. We're gonna be happy. We're gonna be joyful. But life is also about sorrow. Life is also about anguish and pain and sadness. Life is also about that. And we have to understand this as Christians, that if we're going through these things, guys, it's just a part of your season. It's just a part of your season, just like Job's season. It was Job's season to go through those things, because before that, Job was having it good. And then guess what? When that season was over, when Satan couldn't test Job anymore, when Job passed all those tests and Job showed that he was still a faithful servant, God rewarded him. God rewarded him triple what he had before. God rewarded him triple what he had before. And this is the knowledge of, guys, this is the type of wisdom that we need to have in our lives and that we need to operate with. These are the types of things that we need to live with in our hearts. Like, yeah, I know I may be sad right now. Maybe I'm going through a depression because of whatever's going on in the world, or because I'm on this walk with Christ and things are difficult and I'm cutting things off, and it's real difficult to cut these things off. But it's just a part of the season, guys. It's just a part of the season. And God's going to reward you. God has big things in store for you. And that's a confirmation right there. If Satan is coming for you, if Satan is coming for you, that is a sign that God is preparing a blessing for you. So go through your struggles joyfully, right? I know it's gonna be hard to smile and stuff and stuff like that, but you gotta thank God. You gotta thank God for those struggles. You gotta be like, God, I'm so grateful. God, I'm so grateful that I got the devil so stirred up that he thinks he needs to come for me. God, I'm so grateful that the devil has to come and attack me, because that just proves that you have something great in store for me. You have to thank God just like that. And this is real, guys. This is real spirit. And this is the spiritual warfare, guys. This is the spiritual warfare, guys. It's real. And I'm going to read this from Psalm 62, just so we can end this video. Truly my soul waiteth upon God. From him cometh my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. As a bowling wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Selah. My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. And God is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength, and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times. Ye people, pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. God hath spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto God. Also unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy, for thou renderest to every man according to his work. Amen, guys. So guys, God is your rock. God is your rock, and he is your only salvation. So remember that as you're going through these struggles of life, guys. Remember that God is a firm foundation. Remember that God is a rock and he is immovable. Remember that God remains the same in the past, present, and the future. God has always been perfect. Remember these things as you're going through life. Because if you're staying firm on the foundation with the Lord, then you won't be shaken up by the devil and his attacks. So I pray that this message blessed you. And if it did, leave a like, guys, leave a comment, leave a scripture, leave a testimony. Do what you do in the comments. Stay blessed.